Well, if you can't tell, I bought another project, and these are all the parts for it. I already ordered them before the project even gets here. Normally when I buy a project, I figure out what's wrong with it after it gets here, and then I buy all the parts for it. But that is a slow way to get a lot of work done. So this time, I used the pictures from the listing to figure out that this needs a whole bunch of new parts, including this fog light, and this fender, and these bumper brackets, and this grille, and this front bumper, and this rear bumper, and this trim, and this fender liner, and this coolant reservoir, and this battery, and a second battery, and whatever this is. So what could possibly need 2 batteries and all of these heavy-duty parts? Did the thumbnail give it away? We're gonna rebuild a Duramax Denali. You can see the back right corner, there's plenty of damage. But as usual, that's only where this story begins. I need to bring the truck into the garage, but there's only one small problem. In terms of length of our garage, it's somewhere around 225 inches. The truck, on the other hand, more like 236 inches. Yep, that's right. I spent a year building out a heated, insulated, outfitted garage, and this project, in the middle of February, isn't gonna fit. Have I mentioned the truck was stolen right before it was crashed? Good news, it comes with a key. Even though it's wrecked and stolen and can't be driven, the interior is exceptional. It even came with a key for a BMW. Fortunately, it also came with a key for this truck. And if you lock it and then hit this button, it runs. You gotta be careful the door doesn't, really open. And once inside, you can learn a whole bunch about this truck by putting the key in the ignition. We do have quite a few warning lights, the first and the second and the third, fourth, and fifth, and more, including a warning about the forward collision. The front camera's out, trailer brake system not working. Coolant level's low, and that's it, folks. 55,000 miles on this truck. This is typically the part where I back the truck into the garage, take everything apart, fix what's broken, paint what needs to be painted, and then we have a brand new truck, well, new to us. Anyone know what this is? We'll get to this police report in a little bit, but first, let's get back in the garage. Freezing out here. So it's 24 degrees outside, and the garage is set at a much more comfortable 72. But if I had to open the garage door and bring the truck halfway in, the garage would be 25 degrees. It's not the end of the world, but it's also not the, what's the opposite of the end of the world? The start of the world? It's also not the start of the world. That begs the question, what could we do with all of these parts and all of this paint? We're gonna paint first. It's kind of a love-hate with painting. Pretty sure that the hate lives in all of the prep work. The part that I love though, well, that part, that's the painting. So rather than breathe these fumes in and watch our beautiful paint job dry, let's find somewhere that we can actually do some work. So let's take advantage of some beautiful weather. So I was able to buy this truck at a discount from the insurance auction because of a collision to the front end and the rear end. This truck saw damage to the lower grille, the bumper, the fog light, whatever this component's called, the fender, and a little bit of damage to the door. The rear end looks like it got karate chopped to the tailgate, and then this rear bumper saw a lot of downward force. It also pushed in part of the bed. So it wasn't just crashed in the front and the rear, it was crashed in the front and the rear after it was stolen. You having a hard time reading that VIN number? That's because it doesn't have one. Check the passenger glove box, and unfortunately, whoops, more of the same. This is where you see the truth though. That's the new New York VIN that was provided to this vehicle. The only real downside to that is it's only 7 digits, which means you can't search the Carfax. The good news though, sometimes thieves are also idiots. And up here, you can see there is the original VIN. Missed one. Hands are cold. It's nice working on a General Motors vehicle because all these parts are so accessible and they're also cheap compared to a German exotic or a German sports car. That's just the opposite. Oh, that's not true. Oh yeah, Audi. Oh my gosh. I am partial to German vehicles. Really, with just a couple of bolts removed, you can essentially have the whole front end taken apart. So far, it's actually been fairly uneventful. I just broke something. Yep, definitely broke something. That's what I broke. Since we're replacing everything that's broken, we can be a little bit rough with the disassembly. I have a weird feeling that one of these bolts is gonna loosen up and this thing's gonna come crashing down. What are the odds it comes off? Whoa, that's huge. To be clear, this is the frame of the truck and this is the frame of the truck. And if you look at the difference, this one's bent, which is the real reason this truck got totaled. This frame is bent that way. And the only way you can fix that is to replace the frame. Sarcasm. Now this is an adjustable wrench, and now the frame isn't bent anymore. A little bit more to do. Am I missing something here? Oh shoot. Oh. Yes, 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 yes. Out with the old, in with the new. I think I just need to commit to the fact that I might scratch something. Are we close? I think we are close. Oh, not good. Putting your headlight in is always a good test. There's multiple panels that align with this headlight. And this one's looking good. Goes in just fine. Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa. Am I actually gonna get this on before the sun goes down? Yes! Yet another issue with working outside. We're out of sunlight. Well, it is the next morning, and what we gained in light, we certainly lost in temperature. We'll be fine though. We'll be fine. Although the good news is, aside from this grill, there really isn't that much left to do. Buying wrecked or stolen vehicles like this reminds me over and over again that buying and fixing these cars is so simple and so easy and saves so much money that I'll probably never buy a normal car or truck ever again. Now, before you go running off looking at the auction for your next or maybe your first wrecked project, don't forget, we still have work to do.